Very good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of Rashtrasan Tukaroji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar College of Law, I, Shaurya Singalkar, along with my co-host, Dhanashri Mishra, warmly welcome you all to the debate competition of the 22nd Justa causa 2025 National Law Festival.
Let us begin with the timeless thought. Vidya Vivadaya, Dhanam Madaya, which means knowledge is for debate, wealth is for generosity. This reminds us that the true purpose of debate is to refine understanding and seek greater truths. Today, we honor this principle by creating a space where ideas are exchanged with respect and reason. We are grateful to our guests, panelists, participants, and audience for joining us in this celebration of intellect and dialogue.
As the proverb goes, knowledge is the lamp of the soul. Today, we ignite the lamp to illuminate our minds and spirits. We now request our respected dignitaries to light the lamp and set the tone for this enlightening journey ahead.
इसीलिए सब बोलते हैं कि बच्चों को पढ़ने अभी फेस के पार्ट में
अर्चना मैम को साइड होने को लो थोड़ा सा अर्चना मैम को साइड होने को लो
इसीलिए सर मना कर देते कि बच्चे लोग को नहीं पढ़ना झूठ लाइफ हो रहे
Now, I request everyone to rise and join for the university song.
Mother Hindu, so Krishna
योगी तरुण वीर शीलवान विसूते देवरचिय साधे जाति भाव विसरुनिया एक हो आम्ही अस्पृश्यता समूळ नष्ट हो जगातुनी षडबिंद कामनी सत्य न्याय वसुदे देवरचिय साधे सौंदर्य रहोधर्य रात स्वर्गी जापरी श्रीनष्ट हो देवी भक्ति प्रीति मोहनी सुकन्यास सदा सर्वदा सेवे सतसुदे देवरचिय साधे या भारतात बंधु भाव नित्य वसुदे देवरचिय साधे हे सर्व पंथ संप्रदाय एक निसूदे मतभेद नसूदे या भारतात बंधु भाव नित्य वसुदे देवरचिय साधे देवरचिय साधे देवरचिय साधे. Thank you everyone. I would like to request Principal Sir to assure the dignitaries to the race.
लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग चालू नहीं हो रही है और यूट्यूब पर नहीं दिख रही है। लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग नहीं दिख रही यूट्यूब पे नहीं दिखा रही
अरे यहाँ से कैसे
मुझे जाना है
रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन
बज भी नहीं रहा
I now invite respected Principal Dr. Ravi Shankar Bose to kindly deliver the welcome address.
लिंक शेयर करो ना हर जगह
हम शेयर कैसे करें लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग हो ही नहीं रही है।
हो ही नहीं रही है ऑपरेटर को कुछ नहीं मालूम है उसको नहीं मालूम है आप लोगों को
A very warm good morning to one and all sitting in the hall. Honorable dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Rajendra Kakre, Pro Vice Chancellor, Chairman for this function. Our esteemed Chief Guest, Dr. Rakesh Sinha Sir, who is a professor at Motilal Nehru College at University of Delhi and who is a former Member of Parliament. Guest of honor, Sri Pratmesh Phulekarji, Coordinator for the debate program, Dr. Archana Pranjali Madam. In front of the dais, Governor's nominee, Management Council Member, Sri Samayji Bansod, my worthy colleagues, dear student friends, a very good morning once again to one and all present in the hall. Dear student participants from various colleges across the country, our own coordinators, students and dear friends. This year we are celebrating centenary year of the college and 22nd Justa Causa National Law Festival is a part of the centenary year celebration. This year's national debate competition is a competition not only to ignite the intellectual debate, to sharpen your skills and wisdom, but this year national debate has its own significance in the field of conflict of technological development and ethical and human values. I, as a principal of the institution, welcome you all in this event from the bottom of my heart. Dear students, debate is a skill which has to be sharpened not only to succeed in your profession as a law student or budding lawyer, but to seek the truth. For the purposes of learning, debate is the only means and medium. I'll share a small story with you, and thereby you will understand the importance of debate. There lived a wise owl in a forest, and he was known for his intellect. And a small sparrow wanted to learn something from the owl. And sparrow approached the owl and whispered, "Ki wise owl, can you teach me about the world?" Wise owl, looking at the eagerness of the sparrow, readily agreed to teach the sparrow. The sparrow wanted to know about the world, and the wise owl also wanted to teach her. But rather than giving the lectures, owl said, "Learning can happen only through asking the questions, through debate, and therefore I will not tell you anything about the world." What he did, he placed two perspectives of technological development in front of the sparrow. One, need for coexistence of technology and human being for the better human life. Another perspective, wherein there was a conflict with the technology and ethical human values, and asked that sparrow to discuss and understand the topic. Initially, bewildered by the technological topic, sparrow was not able to understand. Slowly, after going through the topic, she dwelled deeper into the understanding of the topic. And then she started raising questions. She started debating with the ethical values and need for the technology, need for the coexistence. And ultimately, owl, after answering all her queries, smiled, telling her that, "See, learning happens through applying your intellectual mind, intellectual efforts, questioning, and that is the importance of a debate." Once again, I welcome you all in the 22nd Justa and this inaugural ceremony of the National Debate Competition. I am really indebted to our guest who travelled all the way from Delhi to Nagpur for the purpose of this event. I am thankful to you, सिन्हा सर, आप यहाँ पर आए और आप हमको यहाँ पर अपने मार्गदर्शन से अभिभूत करने वाले हैं। आप सभी का वंस अगेन धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सर।
Celebrating the tradition of honoring esteemed guests, we now proceed to a moment of special recognition. It is with great pleasure that we extend a warm welcome and felicitation to our today's chief guest, Dr. Rakesh Sinha sir, Professor at Motilal Nehru College. I request Pro Vice Chancellor Rajendra Kakade sir for this honor. Sir is being welcomed with shawl, shrikhand, bouquet, and memento and a gift. sufficiently more sir to felicitate Rajendra Kakre sir, professor at Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Food Sciences at Rajendra Technology Maharaj Nagpur University with a token of appreciation. Thank you, sir.
It is an honor to introduce Mr. Prathamesh Phulekar sir, the youngest ever Senate member of Rashtrasan Tukaroji Maharaj, Nagpur University, elected with a record-breaking vote, reflecting his visionary leadership. He is the Managing Director of Hindutai Shikshan Sanstha, committed to quality education and student empowerment. Academically, he holds a Master's in Transportation Engineering, a Bachelor's in Civil Engineering, and is currently pursuing a PhD. We request Archana Pranjal ma'am to felicitate Shri Prathamesh Phulekar sir with a token of appreciation. Thank you, ma'am.
It is now time to draw from the well of wisdom and guide that guides our collective journey. We are honored to have with us Dr. Rajendra Kakre, the Pro Vice Chancellor of Rashtrasan Tukaroji Maharaj Nagpur University. Sir is a distinguished academician with over 30 years of experience in academia, research, and administration. Previously, he served in key roles at AICT, driving the implementation of the National Education Policy NEP 2020, an accomplished researcher with over 120 publications and multiple research grants. Dr. Kakre is known for his expertise in pharmaceutical science and technical education. With great honor, we invite our chairperson, Pro Vice Chancellor Rajendra Kakre sir, to kindly address the House.
हेलो नमस्कार। आज सबसे पहले मैं अपने राष्ट्रसंत तुकडोजी महाराज को वंदन करता हूँ। हमारे इस इंस्टीट्यूट के नाम भारत रत्न बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर, इनको भी वंदन करता हूँ। आज के हमारे मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर राकेश जी सिन्हा, हमारे डायनामिक लीडर, उनको मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ और सर आपका वेलकम करता हूँ। हमारे विद्यापीठ में आप इस चेष्टा को ऑर्डर के लिए बधाई है। हमारा सौभाग्य है कि आप हमारे बीच है आज और हम आपका स्वागत करते हैं इस प्रोग्राम्स के लिए। मैं नागपुर विद्यालय की ओर से आपका स्वागत करता हूँ। मंच पर उपस्थित मेरे मित्र प्रिंसिपल ऑफ दिस कॉलेज डॉक्टर मोर, मेरे मित्र प्रथमेश जी फुलेकर, सीनेट मेंबर, मैनेजमेंट काउंसिल मेंबर। मुझे उनको देख के बड़ा याद आ गया कि उन्होंने जैसे ही बोला कि दिस पर्सन इज़ वेरी डायनामिक एंड सबसे ज़्यादा वोटों से चुन गया, तो मुझे भी अपने दिन याद आ गया कि मैं भी उस वक्त सबसे ज़्यादा वोटों से चुन के आया था। थैंक यू। तो हमारे डायनामिक लीडर प्रथमेश जी और स्टेज के सामने हमारे मित्र मेरे चांसलर्स नॉमिनी समय जी बंसोड़, मैं उनका भी स्वागत करता हूँ। और साथ में मेरे विश्वविद्यालय के सभी टीचर्स और सभी विद्यार्थीगण जो इस डिबेट के लिए आए हुए हैं, मैं सभी का स्वागत करता हूँ। और हम इस साल 22वीं हमारा 22वां ईयर है जस्टा कॉजा का और सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं। तो मैं जो मैनेजमेंट है, हमारे प्रिंसिपल्स, हमारे टीचर, इनका भव्य तालियों के साथ स्वागत करें, ऐसा सभी से आह्वान करता हूँ कि हमने 22 साल चलाए ये 22 साल और ये अगले 100 साल तक चलेंगे। और सर आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि हमारे इस इंस्टीट्यूट को सर 100 साल हो गए और ये इंस्टीट्यूट को डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर के नाम से दिया है। और हमने ये सेंटेनरी ईयर्स में ये डिसाइड किया है कि यहाँ पे भव्य इमारत हो, हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट की भव्य इमारत हो और यहाँ पे देश का सबसे बड़ा नाम हो कि नहीं, बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर लॉ कॉलेज नागपुर में है और वो इतना बड़ा है कि 100 साल हो गए और देश में ये पहला कॉलेज जिसको 100 साल हो गए। और इस कॉलेज की सर खासियत ये है कि हमारे इस इंस्टीट्यूशन से यहाँ के प्रधानमंत्री, मुख्यमंत्री, चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया सारे निकले हैं हमारे यहाँ से। हमारे अभी के जो मुख्यमंत्री है, हमारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं, नरसिंह राव जी जो थे वो हमारे प्रधानमंत्री थे, वो भी यहीं से पढ़े हुए हैं। हाँ, बोबड़े जी हमारे चीफ जस्टिस थे, वो भी यहीं से पढ़े। तो इसका रिच कल्चर है। हमारे 100 सालों में हमने देश के सभी बड़े स्थानों पे जो काम करने वाले उनको यहाँ का प्रोडक्ट है हमारे देश का। तो हमें बड़ा नाज होता है कि हमारे कॉलेज से पढ़े हुए सारे लोग। और सर हम चाहते हैं कि आने वाले 100 सालों में, 100-200 सालों में और से हमारे प्रगति हो जाए। हमारे देश में ये लॉ कॉलेज जो चल रहा है हमारा, पूरे देश में सभी को पता चलेगा कि हाँ, ये देश में इतना बड़ा कॉलेज है। और आज जिस डिबेट के लिए हमने बुलाया सर, ये नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल लेवल का है। हमारे यहाँ देश के तो बच्चे आए हैं, इंटरनेशनल लेवल के भी बच्चे आए हैं कि हमने ट्रूली ये इंटरनेशनल में है। और आप सर जानते हैं, आपको पता है कि हमारा डिबेट ही हर चीज़ का हल होता है। और जो हमारे बच्चे आते हैं वो जब डिबेट से जाते हैं तो उनको हेल्दी डिस्कशन होता है उसमें। और ये डिबेट देश को अगर आगे लेके जाने का है तो डायलॉग मस्ट है और डिबेट जरूरी है। और ये बच्चों के माध्यम से, आने वाली फ्यूचर के जनरेशन के माध्यम से जब डिबेट होगा तो उसका असर अच्छा ही होगा और देश को इसका फायदा ही होगा। और सर आज इस डिबेट में हमारे यहाँ, मुझे लगता है हमारे प्रिंसिपल साहब ने बताया और उन्होंने इंट्रोडक्शन भी दिया है कि हमारे किस तरह की डिबेट है, कहाँ पे है, इसका टॉपिक क्या है। आज नया टेक्नोलॉजी आ गया है, एआई से। अभी आजकल तो हमारे एआई का इतना ज़्यादा महत्व आ गया है कि आज लॉ में भी उसका बहुत सारा हम लोग जिस डिसीजन बोलो या जो भी हमको इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए, रिसर्च में चाहिए, तो एआई को किसी भी फील्ड में छोड़ा नहीं है। AI इज नाउ द पार्ट ऑफ आवर लाइफ। जिस तरह से मोबाइल छूट नहीं सकता हाथ से, आने वाले दिनों में भी AI के सिवा हमारा काम नहीं चलेगा। तो AI को भी हमने सर, हम लोग जब AICT में थे तो AICT में इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज के लिए सभी माध्यमों के लिए AI को कंपलसरी किया हुआ है और सारे लोगों के ट्रेनिंग के लिए। तो आज का मुद्दा भी मैंने प्रिंसिपल साहब से जब बात किया तो बोले कि AI का ही हमने मुद्दा लिया है। मैं बोला कि दिस इज़ द फंटास्टिक टॉपिक कि हमारे बच्चों को पता होना चाहिए कि हम लोग आगे जाना है तो हमको किस तरह से डेवलपमेंट किस तरह से करना है, क्या करना है, तो AI के माध्यम से भी हमको मिल सकता है। तो सर आप दिल्ली से यहाँ तक आए, हमारा बहुत धन्यवाद। और मोर साहब, आपने मुझे यहाँ बुलाया इस कार्यक्रम के इनॉग्रेशंस के लिए, मैं आपका धन्यवाद देता हूँ। और आपको सभी विद्यार्थियों को मैं शुभेच्छा देता हूँ कि आप अच्छी तरह से, आपका डिबेट कंपटीशन है उसमें आप अपने जो भी मुद्दे हैं आप रखिए और देश के भलाई के लिए जो भी पॉइंट्स आते हैं उसको आप अच्छे से रखिए अपने सामने सभी लोगों ने। तो मैं आपको सभी को फिर से एक बार शुभेच्छा देता हूँ और मेरा 2 शब्द बोलने के मुझे कहा गया उसके लिए मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your gracious words.
It is now time to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Rakesh Sinha sir, a prominent figure in Indian academia and politics. Dr. Sinha holds an MA in political science with a gold medal and is currently a professor at Motilal Nehru College, University of Delhi. He was nominated as a member of Rajya Sabha by President Ramnath Kovind in 2018. He is associated with the Bharatiya Janata Party and Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh and has also authored a best-selling biography of RSS founder Dr. K.B. Hedgewar. Sir is the founding honorary director of the Indian Policy Foundation and has been a member of various committees, including the Parliamentary Committee on Home Affairs. Dr. Sinha was awarded the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Award by former President Pranab Mukherjee, which he donated for social cause. Now, it is with great anticipation that we welcome our chief guest, Dr. Rakesh Sinha sir, to share his insights and invaluable perspectives with us.
Respected Dr. Rajendra ji, Ravi Shankar ji, Mr. Fulekar, Professor Archana ji, dear students and faculty members, I am genuinely delighted to be part of this institution. And as it has been described, former Prime Minister of the country, Chief Ministers and various political luminaries have been associated with this institution. I think this institution deserves more attention of the Government of India and the Maharashtra government. I consider this a living factory of politicians. I am happy that this is 22nd edition of the debate. There are very few institutions which are giving attention to such things. India is a country which has a long history of debate and discussion. You must have heard the term Shastrat. I am giving example of some debates because they created the history. They are the things of the past, but we must remember that they are the milestones in our history. In Kashi, 17th November 1869, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, who was the Arya Samaj leader and founder of the Arya Samaj, had a debate with 300 scholars on the question of idol worship. There was a gathering of 50,000 people, and the king of Kashi was presiding the debate. See, the Kashi, the city, which is the capital of the idol worship. At that place, a person is going to debate, contesting the idol worship. There is another great instance. Shankaracharya ji has debate with Mandan Misra. Mandan Misra was defeated. Mandan Misra was a scholar in Mithila, Bihar. Shankaracharya ji belonged to Kalindi in Kerala. After the defeat of her husband, Prasanti Bharati, wife of Mandan Misra, wanted to have debate with Shankaracharya. And on many occasions, Shankaracharya had to accept the defeat. He took a leave of 1 year to understand the questions he had raised before him. So this country has a long history of debate and discussion, and this is based on very two unique words. The essence of Indian philosophy, the essence of Indian way of life. If you are asked, you are going US or Australia, and someone is asking, kindly give a brief answer of the essence of Indian life. What constitutes the basis of philosophy? There is very small two words. The same word is repeated basically. There is one word. Neti, neti. This comes from Upanishad. Neti, neti means this is not, that is not. Then what is this? This is. Again, this is not, that is not. In any society where contestation is not legitimized, is not the part of life, the society can't progress. Whether a religion, society, organization, ideology, or a nation, the basic requirement is that there is a complete freedom of debate. There is no demigod in democracy. There is a fundamental difference between democracy and monarchy is that in democracy everyone is equal. We may have respect for a person, but we can't characterize anyone a depository of our conscience. This is the fundamental truth of democracy. This is a law institution, and I think you have to, an entire nation, particularly the lawyers, have to self-introspect. This institution has a great history. That's why I am asking you for self-introspection. At two important junctures of the Indian world history, when the question of human dignity was at threat, at one juncture the question of human dignity was at threat, under threat. In the United States there was a tradition of slavery. Human beings were treated as slaves. This was a legitimate, this was a legal, this was a social, this was a moral. European civilization has long history to socialize, legitimize and culturally justify slavery. Plato, the great thinker, Aristotle, all of them justify slavery. After the independence of US, this question remained. There was a famous debate between Stephen Douglas and Abraham Lincoln in 1858. Both were lawyers. Lincoln was a lawyer. Douglas was a lawyer. He was known as Little Giant. Douglas supported slavery. He had some midway. As long the people of a particular territory want the slavery should exist, it should be. Abraham Lincoln opposed it. At this juncture of human history, it was Abraham Lincoln who took a radical, critical step. It led a civil war in America. America could have disintegrated at this question. But human dignity has more value than the unity of a country. Integration of the country, when you are questioning the dignity of a particular person, a particular individual or a particular group, you are basically attacking the human values and virtues. After the Civil War, there was a memorial lecture of Abraham Lincoln that is known as Gettysburg Lecture. 51,000 people either died, killed or disappeared or injured. So a memorial was created. Abraham Lincoln was not well, but he was the chief guest, so he had to go. He made a very brief speech. I think it was less than 3-4 minutes speech. People were disappointed because they came to listen to him, a longer speech. Another political scientist who went with him, he spoke 1.5 hours, very scholarly speech. But nobody remembers that speech. It's not the bookish views which are accepted by the posterity. The people who do some great things, taking every risk in the life, they are remembered. Abraham Lincoln in his speech said something which became the classical definition of democracy. You all know democracy of the people, for the people and by the people. These two lines were articulated by Abraham Lincoln in Gettysburg speech. So this is to remind all of you and also myself The national heroes are not those who preach. National heroes are those who practice. National heroes are those who create the dignity, who defend the dignity, who make the society inclusive. National heroes are not those who make the society exclusive. Exclusion is not the part of the human philosophy. At any juncture of the history of civilization, if exclusion is created, that part of history has been condemned by the posterity, has been remembered as the dark age. So I am now talking the lawyer's role, which had been a dark age. Hitler's emergence was not by the force. It is a misnomer that Hitler emerged by using the force. He used all the democratic institutional means to become the dictator and destroyer of the humanity. Who was Hitler? He was not the man to be remembered for any cause, for some good things. Who legitimized? An institution was created in 1928, Association of Jurists, as a wing of his political party, and 700 lawyers became the members. By 1933, the membership rose to 2,800. That time, these lawyers, who were themselves victims of the Great Depression, their economic condition was not good. So instead of using the power of logic, how to lift the nation from the bad days, they became the part of the bad philosophy. And Hitler emerged. So here, one role of lawyers in US, other role of lawyers in Germany. Now I am coming to my own country. Why our constitution is the best? Out of 348 members of the Constituent Assembly, 250 were the lawyers. By going through the Constituent Assembly debate, scholarly debate, apart from the scholarship they demonstrated in the debate, what I could infer. To be a lawyer and to become a lawyer, to remain a lawyer, you have umpteen patience, unlimited patience. Unless you develop the capacity to listen most illogical things, imaginary things, concocted things, very patiently, smiling. So patience is cultivated in lawyer. Any lawyer who lacks the patience, he cannot become the great lawyer. Second thing, presence of mind. You refer the book, some instances, but your brain remains very, very active. The moment imaginary logical things are imposed on you, you create a counter logic. That's why lawyers are described devil's lawyer. So you can create and destroy the same logic at the same point in the same court. In the Constituent Assembly debate, you find that right from Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Alladhi Krishna Swami Iyer, B.L. Mittal, K.M. Munshi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, course of lawyers. Draft Committee Chairman Babasaheb Ambedkar, one of the greatest figures India produced in the modern times. You see, the person who suffered a lot of hardship. Hardship was not merely economic, it was social, it was cultural, it was religious. That man is described as the father of the Constitution. Why? Have you ever heard? It is not to appease someone. Initially, I thought long back, a decade ago, it might be due to appease a particular constituency of the people. It might be because he was a Dalit, so just to project that Dalit was a father of the Constitution. No, it is not true. This is like devaluation of Babasaheb Ambedkar. There were 7 members in the drafting committee, which actually drafted the Constitution. Constitution was not drafted by all the 348 members. They debated. They made a longer speech. They produced so many amendments, thousands of amendments. A drafting committee to draft the Constitution was formed, and Babasaheb Ambedkar was the chairman. There were 7 members. One member died, so his seat remained long time vacant. Other member was ailing. Instead of the meeting of the Constituent Assembly, he was rushing to the hospitals so many times. Third member was more interested in the state politics, in province politics. Fourth member was touring all over the world, meeting the other statesmen about the India's constitution. Fifth member remained lazy and absent. Ultimately, remained 2 members, T.T. Krishnamachari and Babasaheb Ambedkar. T.T. Krishnamachari was amazed. It was single-handedly Dr. Ambedkar dealt with all the amendments, thousands of amendments. He drafted the Constitution. That time there was no artificial intelligence. There was no computer, internet, Google, lesser facilities of libraries. So this shows that our mind is supreme. The moment you delegate mind to someone else, whether living or non-living, you yourself devalue. As far as artificial intelligence is concerned, we all know Samudra Manthan. Samudra Manthan में सिर्फ अमृत ही नहीं मिला, विष भी मिला। ज्ञान के मंथन से जो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस निकल रहा है, यदि उसकी सीमाएं तय नहीं की गई, तो मैं बता दे रहा हूं, हमारी स्थिति जानवरों से भी बदतर हो जाएगी। मैं बोल रहा हूं और आपको सोचने का यह अधिकार है, यह व्यक्ति अच्छा नहीं बोल रहा है। He is not speaking well. He is not addressing to the point. He is making some illogical things. He is talking imaginary and romantic things. No use. This is your right. But artificial intelligence will threaten you. I will know from here that you are thinking about this. So you have to control your mind. You have to lose your independence to think. Your autonomy. Anyone can have some sentiment with other opposite gender. It may not be realized, but it may be in his or her mind. The artificial intelligence will catch it. तो यह सब समुद्र मंथन हो रहा है। उसमें समुद्र मंथन में सिर्फ देवता ही थे और राक्षस भी थे। उन्होंने निर्णय लिया था, we all human beings are sons and daughters of God and goddesses. So we have to think in those terms. What should be the limit of the scientific innovation? Scientific innovation is done by scientists who are elites. Few people innovate in a particular lab. It is spread all over the world. It does not remain confined to a particular geography, particular people, particular nation, or particular time. It transcends the limit of geography and time. Many generations. So it is the people's mandate which should guide the scientists. That's why Mahatma Gandhi, while inaugurating, here they giving a lecture in Bangalore science conference. He warned the scientists, the things you are doing must keep in the mind not only the human welfare but also the mental sovereignty of the people. Artificial intelligence threatens our sensibility, sentiments, and sovereignty. Last, I would appeal all of you. Good lawyers means you are winning the cases. After the freedom movement and the formation of the India's constitution, making of the Constitution of India, how many lawyers are known for playing vital role in changing the country's mind, resolving the great crisis the country faced time and again? There have been lawyers, there are lawyers, there would be lawyers who are in high court, Supreme Court, lower courts and having a good practice. We claim that he can win any case, but Gandhi was known for winning any case. Dr. Ambedkar was not known for winning the case. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was not known for winning the case. Abraham Lincoln was not known for winning the case. They were known because they played the central role, vital role, critical role. And the role they played in their own times are asset for us. We find, why not in the world history, there is no Abraham Lincoln, no Churchill, there is no Washington, no Gandhi, no Subhash Bose. These are the questions. We call ourselves, we claim the modernity, we claim the progress of the society, we claim better academics, we have better buildings, all scientific facilities, huge economic development all over the world, right from Europe, Asia to Africa. But the human mind remains the captive of the physical things. Human mind is captive of materialism. So this is a fight and battle between materialism and the mind. We have to win the battle by defeating the materialism. We are born not to create the wealth, we are born to create the wealth of knowledge. India, despite the slavery during the Mughal eras, despite frequent attacks by the invaders, 200 long periods of the British rule, nevertheless, India remained in the limelight. Europeans who came to India, they learned so many things. They found this is a treasure of gold also, but at the same time, this is a treasure of knowledge also. Present contemporary European philosophy is completely subjugated by Indian philosophy. They are trying to subjugate by using our own philosophy. All the modern political thinkers and social scientists have been taking every clue from the Indian philosophy. Ending with this, my speech is reminding you, Professor Krishan Bhattacharya was a professor of philosophy. There are two important lectures in 1931. Mahatma Gandhi delivered lecture, Chatham House debate in London. At that time when British colonized India, there was freedom in civil liberty, that Gandhi could speak against British regime. In the capital city of the empire, Gandhi spoke something which challenged the British regime, not challenged politically but also challenged intellectually. Gandhi said, "You are destroying a beautiful tree in India by subjugating its education through Machiavellian education." He spoke something which changed the discourse in London. The Guardian reported how Gandhi made the case of India's independence. It was not the political independence, it was independence of mind, it was independence of the individual, independence of the society and culture. Same year, 1931, Professor Christian Bhattacharya was delivering lecture in Bengal, Astos Memorial Lecture, in which he articulates something which must remember, must practice. Swaraj in ideas. A nation is not independent when it is politically independent. A nation is not independent when it is geographically independent. A nation is independent when it is independent by idea. When idea is enslaved, how the alien idea comes, when something alien comes to us, we oppose it. Then we become neutral. When it becomes very powerful, we become neutral. Then reluctantly we accept it. After that, we became its leader. We just see the European things. When first came, we opposed. Then reluctantly accepted. Now we became this, we are professing. So Christian Bhattacharya said, slavery in culture comes very slowly. It's very difficult to identify. Political slavery, it is identifiable, but the cultural slavery is not identifiable. It comes very slowly, incrementally. It enters in your mind. So we have to be independent in our ideas, independent in our thoughts. Indian knowledge tradition is this example. And I am ending with one great story. I don't know whether you have heard or not. Kalhan's name. Kalhan was a great author in Kashmir. He was the author of Raj Tarangani. Once there was a debate on his writing. Debate was in Kerala. There was no internet. But still the power of knowledge and power of logic more powerful than the power of power. It spreads. It transcends the forest and the mountains. It reaches to the place where the human being could not reach. So, two scholars of Kerala came who were disputing on his writing. He found a farmer was working and he asked, "Where is the Kalhan's house?" Because he didn't ask who is Kalhan. He asked, "Where is Kalhan's house?" He said, "That place." They went there. An old lady welcomed them. After an hour, the Kalhan reached. This was the same farmer who reached, mud in his hand. They were very much, this was strange for them. The great author, in their imagination, he must be in a big house. Kalhan resolved their dispute. Then both scholars reached to the Kashmir's Raja, the king of Kashmir. Virtually they criticized the king that in your kingdom the great scholar is in such a pathetic state. King was knowing his answer. But we all know, Kabir said, "Aankhin dekhi," which you all use in the courtroom. Aankh se dekhi baat, that is witness. What you hear and what you see, there is a difference between the two. And the most important thing in the court is the aankhin dekhi. You bring the witness. Have you seen this? You question. Have you heard this? No. Have you seen this? So, King apologized to them and said, "Tomorrow I will resolve the question." Next day, with all the luxurious things and with his ministers and both the scholars, he proceeded to Kalhan's house. In the meantime, he sent his spies around the Kalhan's house. He was knowing the result. That time, every king was a philosopher. That's why he could understand the philosopher's mind. He reached. By the time he was reaching, Kalhan tried to escape with his wife. But king's spies stopped him. King said, "महाराज, हमसे गलती हो गई. आप हमारे राज्य में हैं. ये दो स्कॉलर केरल से आकर आपकी इस स्थिति को देखा और हमें ये स्थिति बताया. मैं इसके लिए क्षमा मांगता हूँ. आपको ये की है, ये चाबी है एक राजभवन का. ये गाड़ियों पे मैंने जो सामान लाया है लग्जरी का, ये सब आपके हैं. उसमें गोल्ड था, ज्वेलरी थी वाइफ के लिए, अच्छे सामान थे. आपके के लिए कई सेवक रहेंगे, कई नौकर रहेंगे." तो कलहन ने हाथ जोड़कर कहा था, "मैं अपनी आत्मा की गुलामी नहीं चाहता. लिखना पढ़ना मेरा पैशन है. मैं किसी राजा के लिए नहीं लिखता हूँ, किसी राज्य के लिए नहीं लिखता हूँ, किसी जनता के लिए लिखता हूँ. मैं स्वांतः सुखाय के लिए लिखता हूँ. जो राइटिंग स्वांतः सुखाय के लिए होती है, वही राइटिंग सर्वांतः सुखाय के लिए बन जाती है." Now the turn was of both the scholars. Both the scholars apologized to king. And they asked, "Why did you tell these things yesterday?" The king said, "I was knowing the fact, but I wanted that you should realize, and what Kalhan is doing should be practiced by both of you in Kerala." So this is the India's knowledge system. I appeal all of you, the particularly young people, that must read the debate between Lincoln and Douglas, 1850 debate. In India, I am really sorry. After independence, we had so many organizations. Ideologically, I may differ. I may differ some organizations, some individuals, some ideology, but I never want that they should be extinct. There were People's Union for Civil Liberties. There was People's Union for Democratic Rights, Govind Mukhoti. I ideologically differ with him. I met so many times when I was a student. You are so generous. I was a Hindu College Delhi University student and we used to meet him. He was such a great lawyer with a great practice. And ideologically, I belong to a certain group and ideology. He belonged to a certain group and ideology. But I used to meet and he used to give me a space. There are so many human rights organizations. Now in India, there is not a single human rights organization. Why? Does it mean that there is no violation of human rights? Even in the kingdom of Rama, there was a violation of human rights. Even in the kingdom of Krishna, there was a violation of human rights. So, I appeal all of you to think in these terms. Critical thinking is the core of the human evolution. The moment you stop critical thinking and following someone blindly, some principle, some ideology, some organization, some individual, some tradition, the society becomes dead. The present modern world is a dead world, where there is no Lincoln, no Gandhi, no Ambedkar. We have politicians, but no statesmen. We have lawyers, but not those who play vital role. We have businessmen, but not philanthropists. We have students, but they are not practicing the principles of human dignity and human existence. So we have to change the world. Unless we do, otherwise all we will be something different from the animals and live the life of animals. We must change our India. We must change our own life. We must change the world. With these words, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your words have enriched us.
In the words of William Arthur Vaughan, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. So, it's time to say thank you to everyone who made the day special. I'd like to invite Archana Pranjale ma'am to the stage for a vote of thanks.
Good morning to all of you. It has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful event. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to this august event. As we all know, saying thank you is a respectful way to show appreciation towards a person. But these words would be less for our today's esteemed chief guest, Dr. Rakesh Sinha sir, who is a former Rajya Sabha member and is especially present here to deliver a talk about debate. Sir, your thoughts have truly inspired us. A special thanks to Dr. Rajendra Kakade sir and Sri Prathamesh Kulekar sir for accepting our invitation and for being here with us today, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Ravi Shankar Moore, for his constant help and guidance that radiate a source of energy within her. Thank you, sir. A special thanks to our Dr. Praveena Khobragade madam and Dr. Adhra Deshpande madam for always supporting and guiding us. Thank you, madam. I also extend thanks to Sri Abhishek Kumar sir and Dr. Charuta Joshi for their presence and support. A big thanks to Dhanashri and Shaurya for their efforts towards anchoring today. My sincere thanks to my colleagues Shweta Gupta, Didi Podda, Nunmai Kukde, Darshana and Rashmi for their help and support at various stages of this event. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheel starts rolling months in advance. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated student committee and volunteers. Thank you, Stuti. Thank you, Vinay and team. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Samay Bansur, sir. Thank you for your presence.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all for being the invaluable gift of wisdom and enthusiasm to our event.